The brave potter. It was dark. D-A-R-K, dark. It was dark. So, he's saying it was dark. You know why was? Why was? Because it is the past and it has no verb. There is no verb in the sentence, right? So, when there is no verb in the sentence, what do you keep? In the past, was or were. Here it is, it was dark. Did you understand the sentence? Simple. It was dark. Thick, 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 T-H-I-C-K, black clouds covered the evening sky. Thick black clouds covered the evening sky. Thick. Thick means thin, thick. Is it clear? Black clouds covered the evening sky. Do you know the meaning of covered? You know. So what are we doing here? We are breaking the sentence into parts. It was dark. Thick black clouds covered the evening sky. The thunder roared. R-O-A-R-E-D. Normally what roars? What roars? Lion roars. But we use the word roar for thunder. Why? Because it is like a lion roaring. The thunder roared and the strong wind shook the branches. Shook the branch. Shake or shook? He wrote here. Why? Why shook? He can say shake, no? Yes, very good. Shook the branches and leaves of the trees in the forest. How well she wrote. Margaret Seek. It was dark. Thick black clouds covered the evening sky. The thunder roared. And the strong wind shook the branches and leaves of the trees in the forest. Pit-pat, pit-pat, pit. Drops of rain fell. Pit-pat, pit-pat, pit-pat. Drops of rain fell. Fall or fell? Why fell? Fast. So you are understanding every word and sentence and grammar, yes or no? That is why you are able to understand the sentence completely. Are you understanding half or are you understanding completely? Yes. Then the lightning flashed. Lovely word he used, flashed. F-L-A-S-H-E-D. Do you know the meaning of flashed? Flash. It came like that, like a light. And split. S-P-L-I-T. Split the black sky with this blinding light. Let's go slow on this sentence. Split. Split means made into half, right? Do you know split? Yes. Split means half. Making it half. Breaking it into half. So, then the lightning flashed and split the black sky. Half. It made the black sky half with its blinding light. Blind means what? Can't see. So, what's the meaning of blinding light? Can anybody guess? Blinding light. I put a torch right on, very strong torchlight on your eyes. What will happen? You can't see. Such a light is called blinding light. Please respond. I'm happy you're responding. Blinding light. Is it clear? Soon it was raining heavily. Heavily. Not drops of rain. Pata 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 pata. Soon it was raining. He said it is raining or it was raining? What is this? Past continuous. Yes or no? It is not raining now. It was raining then. So the first paragraph is clear. Like that, there are some only 25 paragraphs. The whole story finishes in that. If you can read one paragraph, you can read two paragraphs. If you can read two paragraphs, you can read 4 and 6 and 8 and 10 and a whole novel also. Nothing is stopping you from reading anything. You understand what I'm saying? Is it nice? Story has started. It's the most funny, most beautiful story I have read. Really. One of the greatest stories, really, folk tales. It's a Telugu story written beautifully in English. An old tiger ran through the rain looking for shelter. The tiger ran through the rain. Tiger also can't bear so much rain. Looking for shelter. Looking for shelter. Simple words. He was wet and cold. Just imagine, poor tiger. He was wet and cold. Imagine, you are in the night in the forest and it is raining heavily, you have become wet, and how cold it is. Okay. He was wet and cold, and his cave was far away. Cave, C-A-V-E. Cave means what? You know, where the animals inside. The cut is there in any small rock. That is called cave, C-A-V-E. While hurrying to his shelter, he saw an old hut. He saw an old hut. See or saw? Why saw? Pass. He saw an old hut. This is the old story. Over. This is called sigh of relief. Sigh means S-I-G-H. That is called in English S-I-G-H. Say it, S-I? Sigh. Sigh of relief. What is relief? A feeling of peace. Okay, comfort. A sigh of relief. That tiger crawled. Slowly he crawled. C-R-A-W-L-E-D. What is crawled? What do babies do? They walk? No, they don't walk, they crawl. Crawl under the thatched roof. Thatch, T-H-A-T-C-H-E-D. Thatch means what? With that, you know, grass, dry grass, you make that house, that's called thatched roof, and lay down on the floor. Down by the door. He lay down by the door. Except for the sound of the rain, all was quiet. Only sound of the rain was there. All was quiet. Except for the sound of the rain, all was quiet. Before he could nod off, N-O-D-O-F-F. Before he could nod off, N-O-D-O-F-F. Nod off means doze. Get into sleep. However, he heard something heavy being dragged inside the hut. What did he hear? Something heavy. Somebody was dragging something heavy inside the hut. This was followed by the voice of a woman. So two things happened inside. What happened first? Somebody was yes, dragging something heavy. Heavy means full of weight inside the house. And that after that what happened? The sound of a woman. Okay? Are you all with me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, how terrible this leak is. How terrible this leak. This leak. Leak means, suppose there is a hole in this roof. The water will leak if it's raining. Oh, how terrible this leak is. She complained. How terrible. I would rather meet a tiger in the forest. What did she say? I would rather meet a tiger in the forest than have this leak in my house. I would rather have a tiger. What is he saying? I would rather have a tiger. She's saying, I prefer tiger than this leak. I don't mind having a tiger in the house, but I don't want this terrible leak. L-E-A-K, leak. Do you understand what is the concept here? Are you all with me? So it's very interesting. It was raining and the tiger slowly crawled there, and before he was sleeping, what happened? He heard this something being dragged, and she's saying how terrible this leak is. A leak? A leak? The tiger thought, what is a leak? He thought leak is some animal. Are you getting me? It must be very dangerous and strong. That leak, the tiger doesn't know leak means hole in the house. What is he thinking? Some animal, because something dragging inside, no? A leak, the tiger thought. What is a leak? It must be very dangerous and strong, or the woman would not be frightened of the leak than of me. Are you getting me? So if the woman is not frightened of a tiger, but she is frightened of the leak, so it must be more dangerous. Am I not rightly called the king of the forest? Aren't they all afraid of me? I wonder what a leak looks like. Tiger is thinking outside the door. How does a leak look? But what is a leak, children? But what is a tiger thinking? He's thinking some very great animal is there inside. Soon afterwards, the tired tiger fell asleep. Fall asleep or fell asleep? Fell asleep, because it's past tense. Fell asleep. Asleep is sleeping. He was suddenly awakened. He was suddenly awakened by an angry voice shouting in his ear. Angry voice in his ear. And he felt heavy blows fall upon his head and shoulders. He's a tiger. Sleep. Sleep. You're a tiger. Sleep. Fully sleep. Then heavy voice in the ear. Somebody is hitting the tiger. Are you getting me? You be like that only, huh? Wait. You horrible beast! You horrible beast! A voice screamed angrily. How dare you run away? How dare you make me walk in the middle of the night trying to find you? How be careful, one of these days I'll kill you. Now go home. Now go home. Got it? Did you understand what is happening? He was suddenly awakened. I'll read again. He was suddenly awakened by an angry voice shouting in his ear. And he felt heavy blows. B-L-O-W-S. Blows means, if I take a stick and pata start hitting, what is the meaning? Blows. Did you understand? He felt heavy blows. How dare you run away? He's telling. Okay, how dare you make me walk in the middle of the night trying to find you? How dare you make me walk about in the middle of the night trying to find you? I'm searching for you. How dare you? Be careful. One of these days I'll kill you. Okay, now go home. Now what is he saying now? Go home. The old tiger shivered. Old tiger got scared. He started shivering. This must be the leak who has come out of the hut. What is the tiger thinking? This is the leak. But what is the leak? All in the house. But what is the tiger thinking? Some very big animal, bigger than tiger. Are you getting me? Very funny story this is. You see, it will become more and more funny. Okay. I'd better do what he says or he will kill me. I better do what he says or he will kill me. Are you getting me? I better follow whatever he says. So the tiger allowed himself to be bound. To be bound, B-O-U-N-D, bound means tied around the neck with a thick rope. So, are you getting me? The mysterious creature. Mysterious means we don't know who it is. Mysterious. What is the spelling? M-Y-S-T-E-R-I-O-U-S. Mysterious creature then climbed onto the tiger's back. He climbed onto the tiger and pulled at the rope. Come on, pull. Come on, he said. Okay. What did he say? Come on. Did you understand what I'm saying? It's quite funny, no? Tiger gets up and he's beaten. Okay. Come on. Lead. Head for home. Come on, go home. Shouted the voice. The tiger felt a sharp kick at his side. Tapak! He hit him at the side. Right? The tiger was terrified. T-E-R-R-I-F-I-E-D. Terrified means very, very frightened. If a ghost comes now, how will you feel? If a snake comes now, right there. There the snake is there. If the snake comes, what? He got frightened. Did he get frightened? You really got frightened, no? He said, oh, he's saying. That is terrified. If a snake comes really, how will you feel, Ra? You will feel terrified. This tiger was terrified. New word. And he ran through the dark forest. Tiger is going. Who is this guy who climbed him? We'll see. Who is the guy who climbed the tiger? We'll see now. The creature, the person, pulled hard on the rope to tell him which way to go. He pulled hard, like this. and tell him which way to go. At the same time, he scolded, idiot, 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 he was telling again and again. Cursed means telling bad words on the tiger, and kicked the poor tiger. He's kicking him also, the tiger. He was so angry. Who? We don't know. Are you getting me? Are you all with me? Soon they stopped in front of a small hut on the edge of the thick forest. Soon, where did they stop? On the edge of the thick forest. The creature climbed down from the tiger's back and bound him with an iron chair to a nearby tree. So what did he do? He took a chain, tied him to the tree. Then he went inside the hut. The tiger could not free himself. Can the tiger go now? With the iron chain around him? No. So he had to spend a miserable night. Miserable. Horrible. M-I-S-E-R-A-B-L-E. Miserable. Misery. Miserable night under the tree. Who was this creature who was able to capture such a large and dangerous tiger? Let's find out. Now the author is saying, but who is this guy who climbed the tiger, kicked him, cursed him, shouted at him, bound him with a rope and tied him to the tree? Who is this guy? Let's find out. On the afternoon of that day, this is flashback. Okay? A potter had arrived home after a hard day's work. Who is a potter? Who makes pots. Okay? He was tired and thirsty. He had asked his wife for some palm wine. Palm wine, you know? We have palm wine. Kadlu we call, no, I think. Right? Kadlu kada? We call that in the palm wine. The more he drank, the better he felt. So he was drinking what? Milk? No. Wine. So the more he drank, the better he felt. So when people drink, it's a very bad habit. What do they feel? They feel as if they are very great. They feel better. Got it? Is it clear? When he had drunk all the wine, he no longer felt tired. When the heavy rain began, the potter suddenly remembered, what did he remember? That he had left his donkey tied under a tree. What did he remember? I forgot my donkey near the tree. And then what did he do? He rushed out of his hut to take the animal into the stable. But you can imagine his anger when he discovered that the donkey was not there anymore. The only thing left was its chain. So where is the donkey? Donkey was not there. What was there? Only the chain. Donkey had escaped. Donkey, not tiger. Is it clear? Are you all following the story? My stupid donkey must have run off into the forest, he grumbled. When I catch him, I will give him a good beating. He was very angry. When I catch him, I will give him a good beating. Then what happened? The potter, this is flashback. Okay, the potter walked through the wet forest. The potter walked through the wet forest. When it became dark, he often stumbled over roots and fallen branches. He was searching for the donkey he was not able to find. With each step, the potter felt angrier and angrier with his donkey. Searching, he must have become very angry. He became with the donkey. Where the hell is he? When I catch him, I will tie him up under the tree all night, he muttered to himself. Muttered means telling to himself. Hours later, the potter reached the old woman's hut. What do you think, children? What did he see there? In the night, whom did he see there in the old woman's hut? He saw the tiger. And he thought it was the donkey. Got it? What happened? Funny, no? So, the drunken potter, then he saw an animal sleeping in front of the door. Actually, what it was? Tiger. But what is the potter thinking? There he is. There he is, a stupid animal. The drunken potter did not notice the difference between the donkey and the tiger. He kicked and pet the sleepless tiger. He then jumped onto the frightened animal's back, rode it home and tied it with the iron chain again. But whom did he tie? Donkey or tiger? But then why did the tiger come with him? Because tiger thought it was the leek. And leek was a bigger animal. Got it? Next morning, now can you imagine what happened next morning? Can you imagine? Somebody must have got up and said, "Hurry, tiger, and it's tied. Who tied it?" And they'll think, this potter is a very great man. Let's see what happened. Next morning, the villagers who passed the potter's house looked in amazement. What is amazement? My God. We look like this now. When Saket dances in D program, he's jumping and all. We look in amazement when you can't believe. What do you think they felt, right? In the villages, in the village, all the people getting up in the morning and seeing tiger there, tied to the tree. Are you getting me? So they said, next morning the villagers who passed the potter's house looked in amazement at the tiger tied to the tree. Soon the news spread throughout the village that the potter had caught a tiger and tied it to the tree in the yard. So the whole news spread to the, hey, you know, the potter, he caught a tiger and tied it to the tree. All the villagers praised his courage. What a great potter he is. Okay. They also thanked him because the tiger had eaten many of their goats and buffaloes. So they were happy. Why? This tiger is there now. He had eaten many goats and buffaloes. They had tried to catch him for many years but had failed. Of course, the potter said that he had done nothing of the sort. But the potter knew. What did the potter know? He did not catch the tiger. He thought it was a donkey. He said that he had only brought his donkey home. He did not understand how a donkey could change into a tiger. Even in the morning, the potter did not understand that he brought the tiger. He was thinking somebody removed the donkey and kept a tiger. Are you getting me? The story is becoming more and more funny. When he saw the tiger, what happened? Guess. Morning he came. People told him what a great man you are. When in morning he came, he saw. What did he see? Donkey or tiger? And what do you think happened? He saw it. What do you think happened? He fainted. He fell down. Unconscious. He fainted. Nobody, however, believed the potter's story. They said, no, you are lying. Potter said, no, I did not catch a tiger, I caught a donkey. But all of them said, come on, you are joking. You caught a tiger only. The villagers even praised him for being modest. They said, you are so simple man. You are such a simple man. Soon the potter became famous. What happened? Honey, what happened? Potter became famous. Everybody who met him called him the brave potter. What's the meaning of brave? Courageous. Okay, the simple potter himself never understood why. But the potter, do you think the potter believed? No, he thought something happened that night, and till that day he did not understand that the donkey became, how the donkey became a tiger. A few years later, war broke out. War broke out means started, between the potter's country and a much stronger neighbor. Got it? So there was a war started. King's time. The king immediately gathered a large army. What did the king do? Big army. But he realized it was not strong enough. He needed a hero to lead his army. The king wanted whom? Bahubali. He wanted a hero. Where could he find such a brave man? The king hurriedly called his ministers and asked their advice. He called the ministers and asked them, where can I find a brave man? Where can I find a brave man? The king, your majesty, the minister said, I know someone who could be your hero, who could lead the way. Who is that? The brave potter. Because he caught a tiger. The king immediately sent a messenger to the potter's house. When the potter realized that he had been made the general of the army. Who is the general of the army? Head of the army. Who is general? Head. Okay, the king had ordered, what did he order? The king had ordered him to go to the palace the next day. Okay, how could he, a poor, ignorant potter, become the general of the army? He still didn't understand. The potter did not understand how he can be made the general. He was very frightened. Okay, he had never carried a sword. He never carried never in his life. Okay, nor had he ridden a horse. Oh, I shall die because of this stupid donkey. Groaned means crying, groaned. He has only brought us trouble. The next day he went with his wife to the capital. The king was pleased to see him and ordered the potter to lead the army into the battle the next day. So what did the king say? Come on, brave potter, you lead the army. Just imagine, he has not caught a sword also in his life. The enemy was not far from the gates of the city. A splendid horse had been prepared for the potter and his wife. The horse which would carry him into battle was ready. That night, the potter could not sleep. Why? Next day, where he has to go? In front, army. He has to go to the army and fight with the enemy. Are you getting me? That night, he could not sleep. This is my favorite story, by the way. That night, the potter could not sleep. He was nervous and worried because he did not know how to ride a horse also. He did not know how to ride a horse. Got it? If I fall off, everybody will laugh at me. Till now, what did they call him? Brave potter, brave potter. Now what will they call him? Stupid potter. Okay, I will get up very early morning and practice riding the horse, he decided. In the early morning, the potter woke up his wife and they went to the stable. Stable means stable, where the horses are kept. They saw the beautiful brown horse ready for its new master. He saw the horse. Oh, how tall he is! How tall he is! Okay, I shall never be able to climb on his back. Okay, horse is small or big like donkey? Horse is like a donkey. It's very big, right? The story is coming to an end now. It's very interesting ending. Almost end. Put this bench beside him, said his wife, and use it as a step. So what did his wife said? Take this bench, climb on it, and then climb on the horse. Even with the help of the bench, the potter had much difficulty climbing onto the horse's back. When he was finally seated, finally sat down on the horse, he found that the saddle, side saddle it is called, you put your feet into it. That was slippery. That was slippery. Okay, please tie my feet to the stirrups. So what did he go? He got a great idea. He said, what should I do? He told his wife, you tie my legs there. Are you getting me? Why did the potter tell his wife to tie his legs? Because the saddle, S-A-D-D-L-E, saddle was slippery. Slippery, it was slipping. Then she also passed the length of the rope around the potter's waist and tied him to the saddle. One more thing he did. What did he do? He told his wife, you tie me also. Why? Because if the horse comes up, he won't fall. Got it? So she tied him also to the horse. Got it? Now please tie my hands to his neck. Next what he did? Hands. You tie my hands also to his neck. To his neck. Got it, children? So he was fully attached, fixed to the horse. When the potter's wife tried to pass another rope around the horse's neck, the horse suddenly jumped free. Horse suddenly jumped free, and what happens? He started galloping. Started moving. Horse started moving. And how was the potter? He was tied like this. Oh, really, like a sack of rice, he's saying. It galloped out of the stable, and the potter hanging like a sack of rice on his back. How was the potter on the horse? Like a sack of rice. Got it? The potter held tightly to the horse's neck and prayed to all the gods. How many gods? He prayed to all, Rama, Sita, Krishna. Got it? And to save him. After galloping through the quiet streets, horse is going ahead. Okay, are you getting me? The horse crashed through the city gates and raced upon the open fields. Where did the horse go? City gates are there. It broke the city gates and it's going on the open grass fields. Got it? It's going. When it leapt over fences and streams. So some fence is coming in the middle. It jumped into that. Some stream is coming. You know what in Telugu is called Kala. Jumped that also. The horse is going ahead. Okay. When the potter realized where they were going. And where was it going? Where was the horse going? It was going straight to the enemy's camp. Where was it going? Straight. The enemy is going straight to the enemy's camp. Are you getting me, children? And the potter tried very hard to stop the horse. Why? Because it's going straight to the enemy's camp. Got it? But it was no use. The horse galloped on. Galloped. Galloped. It's going. When they passed a young tree, the potter grabbed a branch. So one small tree was there. He caught it. Why? To stop the horse. But what do you think happened? The tree came out. God, look at the... It's really very funny. Okay, look at this. When they passed a young tree, small tree, the potter grabbed a branch, but the horse did not stop. Instead, the tree was pulled out of the ground with that speed. Okay, then one man from the enemy camp saw the potter. One guy from the enemy camp, he saw the potter. How did the potter look? One branch like this, coming like this. Got it? So the one man from the enemy camp saw the potter galloping towards the camp with a tree in one hand and his reins on the other. So he was catching the horse with one hand and a tree in the other hand. So, you know what happened? I'll tell you what happened. It's amazing. Hey, this must be the general. What the man say? This must be the general who caught the tiger. Okay, with his own hands. Now he has uprooted tree with one hand. He has taken out a tree with one hand. He is not an ordinary man. He must be a giant with great powers. Run, save yourselves. Tiger, the tiger general is coming. Run. Okay, he has the strength of a giant. He will kill us. Who said this? Enemy camp, one man said that. Okay. The frightened soldiers, all the soldiers came out. This guy was coming like this, the tree. Then all the soldiers, what did they do? They started running away. They were so frightened, they started, such a fast speed he was coming. Just imagine, even you will be frightened. This mad horse was coming. And this man was catching a branch with one hand. And he was catching the horse with the other hand. And the horse was leaping like this. Do you understand? Not normal speed. It was jumping and coming straight towards the enemy's camp. They all got frightened. The frightened soldiers started running. The king himself was left in the tent. In the tent, who was there? All the soldiers gone. Only the king, other king. Hurriedly, he wrote a letter. Begging for peace and apologizing for attacking the country. Please forgive me. I will not attack your country. I don't want war. The king wrote a letter. Really, he wrote a letter. Okay, he left this letter in the tent. Then he jumped on his horse and followed the soldiers. So what did the king do? He kept the letter there. He jumped on. He also started running away. Got it? When the potter's brown horse reached the camp, it stopped. Nobody was there. Not a single person was there. Everybody had ran away. Okay. The potter was very surprised. Silence please. The potter was very surprised. Okay. And he slowly went back to the city with the letter in his pocket. He went to his wife and gave her the letter. Got it? Please be silent. He went to his wife and gave her the letter. Are you getting me? Dear wife, he said, never in my life will I ride a horse again. In my life, I'll never ride a horse again. Okay, please take this letter to our king and tell him that the enemy has run away. I'm going to bed. I'm going to bed. His wife ran towards the palace with the letter. When the king read the letter, he was so happy and full of praise for his new general. Got it? He asked the potter's wife where his husband was. My husband is very tired. He's very tired. He's sleeping, Your Majesty. The servants have put him to bed. She answered, let him rest today. Okay, tell him to come tomorrow to receive his reward. The king wants to give him a reward. Okay, next morning, the potter went to the king's palace. He left the brown horse in the stable and walked to the palace with his wife. The streets were filled with cheering crowds. They all heard about the brave action. All the roads were filled with whom? Yay, yay! Whom are they cheering? This potter. Because he became hero. Any other man would ride to the palace on a horse, but he is walking like an ordinary man. He is such a great man. Did the potter go on the horse? He doesn't know how to ride a horse. So he caught the horse and he walked till the palace. What did the people say? How simple he is. You know, he is not even climbing the horse. He is such a lovely man. They said that. Okay, the king rewarded the potter. What did he reward the potter with? With so much money that he never worked again in his life. He never had to work again. The country was peaceful for the rest of his life. Why was the country peaceful? They were very frightened. Of whom? Of this brave potter, general. And the potter never rode a horse again. Did the potter ride a horse again? Never. There was no war after that. And that completes the story. Brave Potter, Telugu story, written in English. 10th class syllabus. Did you like it? Hey, this is an example. This is an example of a good story. It's a good story. There's a lot of indirect meaning in this story. Yes or no? There is so much satire. Satire is there, right? He did nothing, but he achieved everything. He thought it was a donkey, and he put the tiger in a tree. He became famous in his village. That day he tied himself on the horse. The horse went mad. He caught the branch, and he became the general. Sometimes what happens? I think everybody understood the story. They're all laughing here. Did you understand the brave potter? Did you like brave potter? Is he a hero? He is a very lucky man. Got it? That completes the time also. So this is how a nice story is. Did you enjoy the story? Such stories I'll give you. I'll give you world famous lovely stories. One story different. Not all comedy stories or tragedy stories. Every story should have something. Then it is nice. Just imagine if I make a movie out of this, how funny it will be. You know? Really, I think it's a nice short film you can make with this. Such a funny story it is, no? So funny. Maybe we'll make a drama of this in annual function next year. It'll be very funny. The horse coming like this. He'll come from the stage only. He'll come from there only. God. How many people enjoyed the story? All enjoyed. Very good. Let's give a big hand to the lovely writer.